fresh glaze on the D-Roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-Roll. Pulling up, smoking haze for days. We get that fresh glaze on the D-Roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-Roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. Fresh glaze on the D-Roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-Roll. Pulling up, smoking haze for days. We get that fresh glaze on the D-Roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-Roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door.
Hello and good evening everyone to Sim Racing Weekly, or weekly news for sim racing, real life racing and more. Welcome to the 10th, episode 10. So we've reached the double digits. Also, if you guys like it, this is the all new layout we'll be using for now on. So, the topics for tonight goes as follows. We will have two opinions: the hybrids and supercars, as well as the crashes of the pace and medical car. Do apologise that the medical car is spelt wrong. Oops. Yes. We'll be debriefing Scops twice. Round 6, as well as round 7, as well as we will be debriefing the IndyCar Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix presented by the Lear Corporation. Why? Because a track is about to be released, and that is Belle Isle. As well as we will be debriefing briefing the Formula 1 Canadian Grand Prix. So joining me for the time being will be Shannon Mason. Good evening to you, Shannon.
Good evening. I was about to say morning.
And actually, going on from last week where Shannon did a shameless plug on the team, I managed to decide to sign up for it, and I am now officially part of Distinct Force Motorsport. So big thanks to Damon Mulquin and Shannon Mason for hooking me up, and here I am.
No worry.
So the first thing that has been out lately is the announcement that supercars will be having a look at hybrids in supercars. So this is something pretty new, and
I didn't actually find that out until you mentioned it.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
It was like in Speed Cafe a fortnight ago. It was on Auto Action.
I've been on Facebook once.
Yeah, but it's stirred a bit of a mixed reception, stating that for some it might be a pretty good idea because it brings it along the lines of like Formula 1 with the ERSK, while others don't, because it's an unnecessary thing and should stay with the V8s.
I think it's a step in the right direction because I think everything's going to eventually go either hybrid or electric.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know about V8s.
I mean,
It'll be just like NASCAR going hybrid.
yeah. It's one of those opinionated things that for some reason some people don't really like the idea because it's unnecessary because people like the V8s as is. But if you look down at, yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry. I like the V8s as is, but change can be good and bad. We just have to take it as is and go with it.
Yeah. It's one of those things that really should be taken seriously and probably not implemented quickly, but implemented to somewhere that it could actually work for a certain place and all that.
Yeah, it's got to be implemented properly, and I think they should take their time with it.
Yeah.
And make sure it's done right, because you don't want the same thing with the LMP1 cars, how you got to push to pass or something like that. I reckon that'll be ridiculous, especially for the V8s.
Like Formula 1 with DRS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, take it as is. I wouldn't really want to have the issue similar to what happened with Holden and the twin turbo V6, having to ditch it because it became too unviable to continue.
Yeah.
Which kind of led to the problem about the wildcard system. Like they were planning to debut a wildcard at Bathurst, which, by the looks of things, is not going to happen.
Oh, okay. Didn't know about that either.
Yeah.
I know they normally have about 2 or 3 wildcards each year, but yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those weird things, you know.
Yeah. I reckon it's the wildcards are good to get in rookies, get rookies and stuff like that in, and people like Simona.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, it is. It is. As far as I know, there are 2 wild cards coming up. 2 at Darwin with Kurt Kostecki and Macaulay Jones.
That'll be right.
With Kurt driving a VF Commodore.
Ooh.
First time we'll see it in supercars this year. And maybe the only time. I've also heard they might be contemplating doing the Bend as well.
Oh, okay. That'll be good.
It'll be fun to watch cars go around the Bend.
I've only seen one race there, and it looks really good.
Yeah. I saw someone do a lap around the Bend, and it looks pretty technical.
Oh, yeah.
It's always a mixture of being a Herman Tilke track, and also being a fast, free-flowing circuit.
Yeah. And there's also like 5 different layouts or something like that. I'm probably way over exaggerating, but yeah.
I
There's
think
a lot of layouts.
I think you're right there. At Tailem Bend. Good old Tailem Bend. 1, 2, 4 layouts.
Oh, there you go. I was close.
International, GT, West and East circuits.
Yeah, I was watching a GT3 race there, and yeah, they were saying that they should have done the full layout because some of the corners were catching them out.
I think another reason why it went to the short cycle because there's a lot of dust on the track. So back to the hybrids. I know LMP1s haven't really been successful because there's now only one manufacturer doing it, and that is Toyota.
That's a shame.
It looked pretty good. I mean, had like big manufacturers such as Audi and Porsche. They've now moved to Formula E.
Oh yeah, everything's going electric these days.
Yep. Um.
I think the only series that will be the last one to go electric is NASCAR, to be honest.
It's like for years they've been doing it in the V8s.
Yeah.
Years. That's my keyboard. I really got no other places of putting it, so it's on my lap for the time being. Or not, I can just put it up there. That'll do me. Also with that, you've got even more expenses bringing all this hybrid stuff in. It'll bring up the pricing of engines. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean, it's a bit cheaper. It's cheaper to get a V8 as is and run under that. But the problem is that what will happen with when hybrids come in, it will just overtake it or that. Oh, and we have someone else in now, Taylor Oakes. Evening, Taylor.
How are we all?
Yeah, good. Hybrids and supercars. What's your thoughts?
Well, first of all, lap times are going to drop. I don't think the racing is going to change at all. It's just another step to move forward. It's a bit like Western Springs going to move on. It's just that people have to get used to that change.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, to be honest, I could see it opening up a few new manufacturers as well, because Volvo left because they wanted to run their V6 hybrids, which they run in World Touring Cars, which would open for Volvo to come back to the V8 supercars.
If the CEO decides to if Volvo decides to go back into motorsport, because I think they don't run any motorsport events this year. They've dropped out of WTCC for some reason.
Well, you look at that the Porsche Evo that they built that doesn't meet any regulations, just to show what the hybrid technology can do, and it's just amazing. Give it 2 years of good decent work and them just getting down to it. It'll be amazing. First race will come out and lap times during the race could be a second faster, and everybody won't even remember what the old cars were. Well, they will remember, but they'll go, "Shit, this racing's amazing," and it always will be.
Yeah. It's just that it's the moment of when it's gonna happen. That's the problem. When's it gonna happen? When are they gonna start moving to the hybrid system?
Yeah, that's something I'm a bit of a worry with. They'd have to work on it pretty good to get it all functional properly and everything before they implemented it to the V8s.
Yeah, well, you look at the Super Utes. They were going to be coming out last year, but they held off a year because they just didn't think the cars were ready.
Yeah,
They had
even though I don't like that.
they had I think two or three Utes that was already completed last year and did demonstration runs.
Yeah,
Yeah, but to be honest, with probably only about another grand, they could get another probably 100 horsepower out of those Utes, and getting them going a bit better? Because I think the Sanyongs are actually better to watch at the moment.
The thing is though that, like many people have said, the Super Utes have come full circle, because it's a similar way of what happened when the V8 Utes started in 2001. They were underpowered, they were a little bit slidey, then year after year they improved it to become what the Formula became up to its final year in 2017. I reckon probably give it another year or another half a year, then they'll probably boost the car up a little bit more, because at this year is more of a testing year. Find where the flaws are with the Super Utes and go from there next year. Even though they have
Yeah.
even though they have confirmed they'll be running R-Spec tyres next year.
Yeah, no, I agree with that because that was the same thing that happened with our the Sanyong race series over here. The first year they ran them with a normal H pattern gearbox, and then the next year they changed them to a sequential gearbox, just because they were breaking too many gearboxes and because the engines just didn't hold the revs. So to make it more cost effective and the racing better and more competitive, they like, right, we've got to make this change. It's what we've worked out over the season.
It's that's what they've done with Super UT. They've were able to curve the overheating issues that was prominent in the Super Utes. They managed to cure that and get the racing was a little bit more better at the last round of Winton compared to was at Adelaide. Although times were up by around 10 seconds, it's going to give them time until it drops.
I'd
Yeah,
still prefer the old Utes though.
yeah. The old Utes had character, but when you've got that, that's what we found to struggle with when we had the Sanyongs first start up here. They only had 10 of them racing, and then all of a sudden they had 34 of them on track, banging into each other, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It'll be the same
It's
here.
it'll be the same as soon as you get 34 of those Super Utes on track. No one will go, oh, this racing's crap. It's the fact that you've got 34 cars on track racing that are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Plus the two cars in there, the Toyota Hilux and the Ford Ranger, are the top two best sold cars in Australia.
Well, best sold cars in New Zealand as well.
Yeah, it's very amazing to say that, and it's just gonna take time until it's all ready to go.
Yeah. No, I at the moment with the way motorsport is, we do have to embrace change. Unfortunately, it's just the way it's going, and with they have to do testing though. That's the only thing they have to do testing. If they don't do the testing, well, it's not going to work.
Yeah, certainly. But yeah, get like drivers like Royal Harris, Craig Donzis. They've already said, bring it on, bring more people in, because I know at the moment there's around 5 or 6 manufacturers on the grid.
Yeah,
But they got your usual Ford and Holden, but you also got Toyota, uh,
Isuzu.
Isuzu, and Mazda.
Yeah, well, you look at what the Sanyongs have done for motorsport in New Zealand. It's given a gateway for a relatively cheap form of motorsport, and
Yes.
we've got 14-year-olds racing on the grid. You know, it's amazing.
I know there's one 15-year-old on the Super Utes. That's Tom Gasparak. He's running with Charlie Schwerkolt in the AC Delco Holden, Colorado.
Yeah, it's the fact the V8 Utes they were very old,
Yes,
and it just needed a bit of a spice and an upgrade.
definitely, certainly. Yep. So I think that's the end of that topic. I know we're gonna get a little bit off topic there, but that's the way the cookie crumbles here.
It always goes that way.
Yeah. we'll be back right after this. And welcome back to Sim Racing Weekly, your weekly news for sim racing, real life racing, and more. Well, this is an oopsie moment. I'm talking about accidents with safety cars and medical cars. This comes after the light of the Detroit Belle Isle Grand Prix, which we'll be talking about next. That there was a incident with the Chevrolet Corvette safety car, which lost control and whacked into the wall, causing a bit of front end damage to what is a near $200,000 sports car. So,
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's full on meme there.
yeah. Bit embarrassing too, because the person driving it is an ex-Holden executive.
Lol.
Yep. But this ain't the only time that a safety or a medical car had crashed into the wall or been whacked
Yeah.
on, unfortunately.
Well, you look at I think it was Matt Mingay in his Hot Wheels car. Turned around and was going WD on the old racetrack in Australia somewhere, and came around a corner drifting, and the medical car was there.
Uh-oh. Oops.
Or you got Shane Van Gisbergen running into the medical car, or
Yeah, 2012. He had I think it was a steering arm failure.
yeah, and then you got I think it was Montoya at Daytona a couple of years back running into a
Jet dryer.
yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, and Jules Bianchi, that was unfortunate as well, but that was a recovery vehicle, not a medical car. But
Yeah.
that was terrible. That one.
Yeah,
that
it was.
That was a terrible one. These other ones are just really a bit silly.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yeah, well, it looks to me like the good old, oh, just push it through here. I've got cars with high downforce behind me, and I'll try and go through as fast as them.
And all of a sudden you just see concrete.
Yeah, just rear snapped round, and he tried to correct it, and it just went the other way. Lucky him.
Yep. Completely totaling a $200,000 car.
I still think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I heard there was a Corvette for sale with one old lady owner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, going quite cheap as well, apparently.
Well, here you go. Another Corvette for sale.
Yeah, apparently all of the pictures online were only of the rear of the car as well, so.
Hmm. I wonder what the front of the car looks like.
It's probably the safety car.
Maybe.
You never know.
Never know. Anyway, so that's a bit of a bummer that
Yep.
happened.
Well, and that kind of leads on to, wow, the one and only Max Bance happening this weekend.
Yep,
Having safety car and medical car crashes, it kind of leads on to that race.
the Max Bance 2 Sim Racing Boogaloo.
I haven't actually heard a thing about that.
Oh,
I'm way behind on my
Well, you if you haven't registered now, you need have a look at the Max Bance banner in the V8's online Discord and watch the video. The registration for the race is in the description of the video on YouTube, and it is just going to be an absolute meme fest going off what the first one was.
yeah. I'm not
Mm.
sure I'm going to be in Jake Sperry's team now. I'm thinking of just doing an Impala based on Mark Scaife quotes. That would
Where is it on Discord again? In the main
Um,
chat.
Max Bance.
Max Bance under series channels,
So, yes.
and you'll have
Oh,
to
wait.
scroll up to the Jake Sperry posting, and it's got the WinRAR trophy.
The WinRAR trophy.
Yeah, found it. Sweet.
And there's a catch.
Yeah.
The winner does not win. It's actually 10th place.
Oh, so it's a mass. Okay.
I've taken the rulebook and thrown the rulebook out.
Yep. The person who finishes in 10th place is the winner. So,
Unless Brenton Hobson can finish in 6th place, then he wins.
yeah. That could be like a second place. If Holbo finishes 6th, he gets first. I don't know. But yeah.
What car are they running?
A Chevrolet Impala around Road Atlanta's club layout.
Oh.
The 2013 one.
Yeah, the car tomorrow. Around Road Atlanta. That's pretty good. But club layout. Oh no.
No, that's full of memes right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I honestly cannot wait for Max Bance.
Well, I've signed up, so I hope more people do.
Yeah,
I'm doing that right now.
I've signed up too. I'm probably gonna do a video on when I'm free on Thursday or Friday, one or two, of me making the Scafey Impala. Because you know what they say, escape quite a day keeps the doctor away.
Just make sure you get the right out sideways meme.
Yes, I'll do that in all caps.
Yep. Right on the side of it too, right rear or something like that. Both rear.
You'll have to make sure if you do go on the wall, it's on the side that you've gotten. They're all gone!
That will be so funny.
I'm looking at making a mountain goat livery. Put a big David Reynolds on the bonnet.
Yep. Lap of the mountain goat.
Yep.
Yeah, would be fun. It would be so much fun. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing people just quote unquote send it on others. Yeah, it should be fun.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just watching the video. Mm.
The electric boogaloo. It's like, I'll tell you what the boogaloo came from. It came from a really bad sequel. It is meme. It's the electric boogaloo, and it's done after the really bad sequel, Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, and it became a meme ever since.
Oh, okay.
So that will be fun. Link us in the chat to the video, please. I'll see what he means. Anyway.
100% in for that race. Sorry. Going off topic at the moment.
Oh, good. So kind of. I think we all are. I'm exhausted from gym. Absolutely, I'm actually hammered.
I'm just tired for sitting around all day.
Well, yeah, I ain't the only one. Let's Oh yeah, the max bands. Okay. Yeah, I'll get that to you right away.
I'm gonna link that through the team chat.
Here we are. Ta-da! Max Bands 2. Sim Racing Boogaloo. Who will get the WinRAR trophy?
I hope you guys do know what the WinRAR trophy is from.
Is it that 18 wheeler game?
No.
Or is it the software?
You know how you've got 7-zip for converting your files and stuff like that?
Yeah.
It's another one. It's another one of those.
WinRAR.
Yeah, it's just so you can convert like folders and shit that you've downloaded, so you can have them in your setups folder and shit like that.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. Sounds like a lot of fun.
There's other programs out there that are better though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, get on board. You'll have so much fun in the max bands. I know I will be, and I know I'm gonna suck a lot.
I just need to fix my clutch pedal so I can heel toe. That'll be full bands. Full on bands.
Well, basically the topic is about medical car crashes. It is pretty funny. The Max Bands Opens is going to be pretty funny.
Yeah. It's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. So, also very soon I'm going to do the overlays for the stream. Because I'll be streaming it on Twitch. Probably have like Scafe quote every 10 seconds. Might get a little bit boring after a while though.
Then you just do random ones.
Yeah. um, and I think we are done for that one too. I know it's gone a little bit early, but yeah, we'll be back for the debrief of a very pretty chaotic Scops round number 6. So yeah, we'll be back. And we are back for Sim Racing Weekly, your weekly news for sim racing, real life racing, and more. And we are in for what was a dramatic race, and that of being round 6 of the Virtual Racing School V8 Supercars Online Premier Series. Somehow Split 2 was pretty good, but unfortunately Split 1 just got chaotic. Would you agree?
Yeah, well, there are a couple of movers and shakers in that race that went up like 23 spots or something from where they qualified, but to be honest, it was just messy, and in the end, I actually turned it off.
Oh wow. It got that bad.
Wow, it was kind of more like the fact that it was just about 12 o'clock here, so I kind of fell asleep anyway. So
Yeah. I don't blame you. It's for me that looking back at the races, I honestly think that the top split driving standings have suddenly dropped lately. Like it dropped to the point where you just see crashes all of a sudden, like one after the other. Actually, it's gone so bad that Brenton Hobson said in a Twitter post that he'll be sitting out the next round at Mosport. It was that bad. I'm not joking when I say that. Yeah, if I can find it. There you go. It's on Twitter. It's stating that quote. I've talked about it the last few days, but considering it official that I'm sitting out next round scalps, the overly aggressive driving and lack of respect in the series is too frustrating for me right now, so I'm stepping aside and missing most sport next weekend.
Who's that?
Brenton Hobson.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep. Pretty,
yeah, because Jake Burton's been getting a bit of flack as well.
Yep. Pretty, bit of a shame.
It's very interesting though.
Yes. Very, very interesting. And coming out with, I think it was like 5 people. And just looking at the Dan Lisa, will it say anything about it? I don't know.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really have much to say about the split one race. Like the split two race was absolutely amazing. You had Cameron Dance qualify in P20 and move himself up to P7, and the passing maneuvers and the way he was able to go under brakes into corners so much better than other people, and he he just was able to have a much cleaner race than just about everybody else.
Yes.
He is talented though, like extremely talented. He is very hard to catch in a Porsche.
Yeah, he does have talent there, but he also has that sportsmanship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like I do know him personally as well, being a New Zealander myself, and also working with him at events, running simulators as well. But he's just a genuine guy.
yeah. I don't think I've ever had a run in with him, but if I did, I reckon he would like if he hit me, he'd trying to pass me, he'd give the spot back, no worries, and yeah, it's just one of those guys. One of those guys that you generally respect on track.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Have you guys talked about Jared Filso's domination yet?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just about don't need to really anymore.
No.
That's true.
It's
I don't think he's stoppable at the moment. I don't
no.
think anyone's gonna even touch him.
No. It's just gonna get quick. It's just gonna be absolutely quick. I mean, like even what Jake Sperry said, it was a bit of a bombshell that Jake Burton and Jared Filso are no longer on speaking terms.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few of them like that, but yeah, what can you do?
Yeah. Like it was pretty bad. That happened. But it's part and parcel of racing. You're gonna have people who very loyal to him to the very end. Then you have others who would stop speaking to him and just
What is it? Just because he's that good, or what?
I think it was after the Watkins Glen. At
Yeah.
Watkins Glen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a pretty aggressive battle.
Yeah, and his Burton got a lot of flack there, and people who thought were like supposed friends and stuff like that were starting to attack him and all that. He's just like, well, screw you guys, just about.
Yeah.
I don't quite know the full story, so I'm just gonna stop talking there. But yeah,
Also looking at the license points, I'm not sure this is right though. I need total confirmation, but there is 7 drivers going to be sat around. I might be wrong. I'll need to fully check that. But apparently Dane Warren, Thomas McMillan, Ethan Warren, Corey Preston, Brady Myers, Bob King and maybe Matt Morris have gone over the 100 threshold.
Some of those drivers don't surprise me, to be honest.
I might be wrong. I need to find that out.
I won't name names, but yeah, some of them don't surprise me at all.
Yeah. It's really disappointing that the level of driving that was compared to last year. Last year was great with only a handful, but now that's nearly. We're getting a wide score of people just doing stupid incidents one by time after time.
Some people just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's probably the main bit. It's a shame. It's an absolute shame. It's gone down the way it's gone. Like,
Yeah.
this is meant to be a premiere series. It doesn't feel like a premiere series.
No. One thing that one of my friends has told me, and he used to race, I think it was Formula V Dub, and he's always said to me, one rule of motorsports is do not make contact.
Yeah.
You do everything you possibly can to avoid contact. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will admit that I've done some stupid moves and made mistakes. Some of them on purpose in practice sessions with teammates, but yeah, in the race,
Yeah.
100% serious. Try not to make contact with anyone, and yeah, mistakes happen, but yeah, that has to be a line drawn.
yeah. Well, coming from just me in general in races, like I'm often out there racing with people and all of that kind of racing, and like if I've turned someone around from a genuine mistake, like yep, maybe that could mean the difference between me taking first in a race or coming second or whatever, but at the end of the day, I've ruined someone's race that was going to win. So it's like, well, what do you do? Well, in an iRacing official series, they've got no live race control or anything like that. So you're like, well, I might as well, just sit there, redress the position, and get then get back on with the race. Hey, I might lose 4 or 5 spots or even 10 spots, but it's like, well, you don't really want to get offside with too many people in the iRacing world, because if you start getting offside with many people, you start losing, you start making enemies, and you get people wanting to target you and all of that kind of stuff. So you better just to sit there, be a pretty clean driver and sportsmanship in a sportsmanship manner as well, and you're gonna be a lot nicer,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna be one of these things, unfortunately.
well, I'll admit I've probably made some enemies on iRacing, but when I first started, I tried to race as clean as possible and everything, and it still didn't work out for me. So, yeah, I've just given up on the V8 altogether. Focus on other things.
Yeah. Well, it's
I think ever since mid last year that all the influx of new drivers coming into iRacing and into the V8s, that also the racecraft has diminished to what
Yeah.
it used to be. So it's not just the old drivers; it's the new drivers as well.
which is very disappointing.
Yeah.
Very, very disappointing.
But the racing is close and competitive, which is a plus, I guess. But yeah, just need to work out all the racecraft kinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe slow down Jared Filsell.
Yeah, that too. Give him a penalty or something.
Or
Just
wait
give him a
penalty.
success ballast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could do that. Weigh down the car massively. I still don't think that'll stop him.
No. He'll find a way around.
Put him in a Porsche, see how he goes.
Yeah, well, like you look at the strength of field race that they had last week at Bathurst, and I was looking at those guys doing 202s around there in the V8 Supercar.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even get down to that time in a GT3 car around there.
Yeah. Well, I can't even get past the 206s, regardless of the temperature.
Yeah.
Like, I've done in one car, I can get down below a 2 minute, down to a 202, and that's in a GTE car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're incredible at what they do.
Oh, yeah. It's like what it is, what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've kind of touched as much as we can on there, really.
Yep. So that's it for that topic, and we'll be back for some IndyCar stuff before we get to home stretch. We'll be back.
I wonder what went wrong today, eh? Why do I feel like I linger? Linger between the words to say, eh? To say the words to remember. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms. Feel it in your legs. Feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go. Just let your body go. Just let your body go and move to the rhythm. got a few more days to slay. It's gonna get so much louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm. I wonder what went wrong today. Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say the words to remember.
Welcome back to Sim Racing Weekly, your weekly news for sim racing, real life racing, and more. Guess what? IndyCar and Belle Isle. Well,
I only just watched these races yesterday.
yes. And I did not. So now we got a bit of a problem.
It was a good race.
Yeah. And I know that Will Powers now regained the championship lead. As far as I heard. As well as the pace car crashing.
Meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite exciting. I don't quite know who won that one, but Scott Dixon had another decent finish, able to consolidate those championship points again, like he normally does.
Yeah, that's right.
Scott Dixon is good at what he does, though.
Oh, yeah. He's good. He's usually pretty good.
It was also good to see some rookies up there fighting for wins and top fives and stuff like that.
Yeah. So there we go. First race. Oh, it's actually Ryan Hunter Ray that won that one.
And it's quite fitting that the race was just before week 13, when we're going to be getting the track on iRacing as well.
Yes. The good old Belle Isle.
Or Bell End, as I like to call it.
Yeah. Sorry. Having a bit of a stretch there. Belle Isle is a pretty good track, and it's pretty bumpy too, by the looks of things.
Yeah, it looks like a really good track. I've seen a couple of onboards, seen the races, and yeah, it looks really, really exciting. I reckon it'd be great for the V8s and the LMP1s.
I know that IMSA race around there.
Yeah, I reckon the GT3s will be quite cool around there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see if I can get this up through Wikipedia. Oh, there we go. It is up. But it does not say about that infamous incident. Man, was that bit infamous. It's like GM's Mark Roos. And there's actually a YouTube video of it too. Of him crashing the safety car.
So I'm looking at that now.
Oh, that's pretty embarrassing. Stadium Super Trucks were there too. Oh dear, it looks like the airbags went off on the Corvette.
Yeah, they would have. After all, it is a street car, so a shunt like that will bring out the old
Airbag.
airbag.
Kapoof.
Yep.
So that car's pretty much all but useless now.
Pretty sure the front end will be alright. Needs a rebuild.
Yeah. I also decided to sell it off to someone a collector who wants to collect old safety cars.
Yeah.
They can buy a wrecked one.
I'm pretty sure the front end will be rebuildable as long as it didn't damage all the pillars and everything like that.
I don't actually think it did too much damage because the wall was designed to move, and being a road car, it's built a little bit more solid as to be a bit more safer as in that way. As the race cars are more designed just to tear apart and everything, dissipate the energy that way. But it's being a road car, it's designed to make the whole thing safe. So the engine might need replacing, but other than that, I think it's pretty close, to be honest.
Yeah. Let's one just hope in that sense of imagination that the car will be repairable for the next round, which I believe.
If not, they'll have another one sitting there.
Yeah. The next round is the DXT Technology 600 at Texas Motor Speedway, June 9. So you got that. Yeah. Jeez, I'm getting tired, so
Not the only one.
can't really think of anything else.
Looks like it's going to be a short series tonight.
Yeah. We've only got like 2 topics left. We've got the Canadian Grand Prix and the Scops round 7.
Yeah, got final round of OSC tomorrow night as well.
Yep, final round at Nürburgring, 1 hour. 1 hour enduro. 2
That
pit
wouldn't be
stops.
too bad.
Yeah, race control might be a bit short from the New Zealand side of things, seeing as kind of one of our favourite games to watch is on as well.
And our side as well, in New South Wales and Queensland, because State of Origin is on.
I forgot about that. And I don't have money to drink. Dang it.
But long story short, go Blues.
Queensland.
Nah.
2-1 there, Shannon. 2-1, mate.
2.
Dang.
Well, then again, State of Origin, they do not. Queensland does not have the big gunners. Like they had last year.
Queensland are going to have to start rebuilding their team. I'm sorry.
Yes. And if I look at the bets, Queensland is New South Wales is favourites to win.
They might win one.
$1.42 over $3, a sports bet. Sim Racing Weekly
Oh, yeah.
doesn't Seamlessly Weekly does not recommend betting. And gamble responsibly. So the lineup is up. There are some big names on both sides.
Didn't Jonathan Thurston retire last year for the
Uh,
Origin?
yeah.
Yeah. Damn it. It was my favorite.
Yeah, Queensland's got virtually no big gunners now. Well, in the Blues, you got guys like James Tedesco, James Maloney, David Clemmer, Boyd Courtner, and all them.
James Malone. Wonder if he's related.
Yeah, well, I'm about fourth cousins with Brendan Hartley, so
Oh, yeah.
Fourth.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, talking about that safety car, General Motors vice president, sorry, apologizes for the 2019 C7 ZR1 pace car crash.
2019.
Yeah, technically that was the 2019 model.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't get car manufacturers' dates or anything. It was released in 2018. Why not call it the 2018 model?
Don't know. So that's good. Not really. Don't know. Wasn't paying attention. Oops.
I'll link it into Discord. Saw the video here.
And where do we have for coaches? I know we got Freddie Fittler for New South Wales. Not sure about Queensland. Huh. Bryden's lawyers are sponsors for the Blues now. And Maroons have gone none. Oh yeah, that's it. Shame. Shame it crashed.
Yeah. Learn from your mistakes. Crash more.
Yeah. There you go, auto blog. Apparently the crash happened before it even started.
That's hilarious. Needs a bigger rear wing.
Needs a driver rather than a general manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a backup pace car that came out too.
Yeah, they'll have all these contingencies in place for backups and everything like that. So
Yeah.
In case of a crash.
In case of people plebbing it.
Yep. Which we don't see in iRacing. Well, except at one time at Bathurst. Well, I say one time, I mean numerous times.
yeah, well, you know how Corey Preston started his space program at Bathurst?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was in a practice session with him on Monday night for the strength of field race, and during that practice sessions, he had 2 unsuccessful launches as well.
Huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had an unsuccessful launch in I think it was a 305. Oh no, not the 305s. One of the dirt oval cars, sprint cars.
Damn.
I was on the side revving the guts out of the motor, and all of a sudden I just flung from one side of the track all the way over to the other. It's like 4,000 k's an hour.
Jeez.
iRacing needs to fix their shit.
Interesting. Sort your physics out. Yeah, well, that's it for this topic. 2 more to go. We'll probably just blitz through them. Merge them into one if we needed to. But yeah, we'll be back.
These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home, but I know that home's where the heart is. Guess I'm better off this way, moving to better days, but I know that home's where the heart is. Home's where the heart is. The endless journey, I need not worry. I'll get where I'm going. I made it this far beyond where you are, and I'll keep on growing. I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home, but I know that home's where the heart is. Guess I'm better off this way, moving to better days, but I know that home's where the heart is. Home's where the heart is.
And welcome back to Sim Racing Weekly. I've decided to pretty much cut off one of the topics, and I'm not sure. I think we've already picked up Scops round 7, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so didn't really think of merging the 2 in 1, but I decided to. That was a bit of a bad idea for me. So, on to the final topic, which is the Formula 1 Canadian Grand Prix. And coming out of the last round at Monaco, which saw Dan Ricciardo win for the first time, it's unfortunately come at a price with him having to do a will be getting a grid penalty for an total engine replacement. So it's going to be really hard for him to stay where they're at.
Well, if Danny's got the pace, or if the Red Bull has the pace there, I think Danny will do all right.
Yeah. I mean, I think Montreal's a really good track for mainly guys like Ferrari and Mercedes. I know.
With
Dan-
the high top speed.
Yeah. I know that Red Bull have raced there won there before. And I'll find out who won who. Canadian Grand Prix. Or the Grand Prix to Canada. So for Red Bull has won twice. With 2013 for Sebastian Vettel, 2014 with Lewis Hamilton. Since 2015, it's been Lewis Hamilton.
You said twice with Red Bull, and you said Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, what?
Pretty sure he's.
I said Sebastian Vettel and I forgot to say Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh.
That's fatigue coming in. Then you go Lewis Hamilton, 15, 16, 17. Will he win again this year? Possibly.
Possibly.
Most winners have been Michael Schumacher with 7.
Of course.
Lewis Hamilton second with 6. Nelson Piquet with 3. And with 2 is Pedro Rodriguez, Jackie Ickx, Jackie Stewart, Alan Jones, and Ayrton Senna. And funnily enough, Ferrari and McLaren are tied for the most wins there with 13 each.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's going to be an interesting one because obviously Mercedes and Ferrari have the top speed over the Red Bulls, but I think Red Bulls have been getting a lot better since the start of the year.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Then you got all these things about a possibility that Brendan Hartley could be out for
He's just had a rotten run of luck.
I have to agree.
Yeah, I'll second that one. I reckon he's a great driver. He just gets into bad luck like
Like,
a few other drivers.
like you don't get to be a Le Mans winner from luck, really.
No.
And LMP1 world champion. Pretty sure
Yeah.
he was in the car with Webber when they won the championship.
Yeah. It's bad luck. What's been happening with Brendan Hartley? I know Hartley's a good driver. It's just been an array of bad luck, like what happened last round with him and Charles Leclerc at Monaco. Charles had a brake failure and blew him.
Yeah, he was doing great up until then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and can't forget Robert Kubica. He's had some good moments there,
Oh yeah. Kubica.
including that huge, one of the biggest shunts I've seen in Formula One. Happened there with him, and then returning the year after with BMW as well, with he qualified second against Lewis Hamilton in the McLaren,
Yep.
and the old incident at pit exit where I think 3 or 4 cars got taken out because Robert Kubica obeyed the red flag at the red light at the end of pit lane when all of the other drivers locked up and tried to crash into each other.
That was
Oops.
funny.
Yeah,
Oops.
yeah, because everyone knows you can't exit pit lane when the safety car is running down the track.
Yep. I'm trying to remember. I think there was a really famous. I'm not sure it was a famous incident in Canada. Yeah, I don't think it was in Canada. I was thinking of the time when the camera came off Jean Lacey's car and hit the teammate in '95. That was a bit hilarious. So yeah, coming to the Canadian Grand Prix, they'll be using the Hypersoft, Super Ultra Softs, and Super Softs. So they'll be using the same 3 compounds as used in Monaco. With the French Grand Prix next round. And we have no idea what tyre configuration they're going to use. I am still wondering when the Super Hard's meant to come in. And I think
Yeah.
it's soon.
Have they used that this year?
The Super Hards.
Ah, yeah. I don't think they've used that yet.
The Super Hard. Nothing.
Yeah, I wonder what track it's put aside for.
Mm. I know there's a few in mind. Like maybe Monza, Spa, Hockenheim. Mainly the European circuits. The one that usually takes like high tire load.
Yeah.
Because like usually tires at high tire load tracks, they usually don't go for that long. So see what we'll see. See what happens.
Just have to wait and see.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think we're done here.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. I'm too tired to keep going.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, not the only one. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining a part of Sim Racing Weekly for this week, episode 10. We've reached double digits now. Hopefully we get more numbers up next week. I hope to increase the momentum on it. So on behalf of myself, Shannon Mason and Taylor Oakes, we hope you have a very good day and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.